Hey everybody, it's Ladine from Sugar Stitches Quilt Co. I know you're probably thinking, what kind of video can she be doing with a giant box? But you know that I wouldn't be bringing you a video unless it was something super special, and this is. I'm so excited to announce that I have partnered with Baby Lock to be a Baby Lock ambassador. That means that I'll be bringing you all of the quilty goodness, tutorials, videos, and free patterns that you love already, just now on a new machine. I'm also so excited to show you all of the new techniques and skills that I'll be branching out with as well as I learn my new machine. If you think about it, your sewing machine is the most important part of your quilting and sewing journey. So don't you think you should be using it to the best of your ability and its ability? I think so. And that's what I'm ready to do, and I hope you'll join me. In this video today, I'm going to do an unboxing video, and I'm going to show you all of the great features of my new Baby Lock Ballad sewing machine. I'm also going to show you what's inside the box and some of the accessories that come with the Baby Lock Ballad. You know this big giant box is filled with all kinds of goodness, so let's get into it. So let's take a look at what is inside this wonderful box. First, we have all of the accessories that come with the Baby Lock Ballad. We have a sewing machine cover that you can use to protect from dust and, most importantly, thread and other fibers that end up finding their way all around your sewing room. And now we have all of our accessories inside. So first we have a knee lift, and this is essentially like having an extra pair of hands to help you when you're sewing. Once you get the hang of using a knee lift, they can be so beneficial. I really recommend it. We have our cords and a USB connector that you can learn more about in your manual. Speaking of owner's manual, you have your owner's manual that you should always read through to really learn about your machine. And I highly suggest this no matter what machine you're using, because there are oftentimes so many features that we just don't even realize our machine has. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of all of those. Within the Baby Lock manual, we have the actual specific quick reference guide for the Ballad, information about Koala Studio furniture. My favorite that I can't wait to dive into is the Love of Sewing information guide that also tells you about all of the education that you have access to from Baby Lock. We have an instruction and reference guide addendum that has some additional information about some of the features within the Ballad. And then the full instruction and reference guide for the Ballad. And you can see this is quite thick, but it has all of the information you could ever want to know about your machine. So not only how to use your machine initially, but also if you have any problems or you need to troubleshoot things, your reference guide and manual is going to be your #1 place to go. So because all of this information is so valuable that I will be sitting down going through, I'm going to put this to the side. We have our thread stand. This is one of the things that I love about the Baby Lock Ballad, is that not only does it have a thread holder on the machine itself underneath the cover, but it also comes with a separate thread stand. You may see these attached to machines, but then also you can buy them individually, and they're really helpful if you want to use a larger cone of thread, which is typically what I sew with because I piece with the same type of thread. So I like to buy it in a cone so that it's more cost beneficial and I'm not having to buy it over and over, and I always have it on hand. So that's where this separate stand will come in handy. And we have all of the different pieces for that within this box. We also have the different holders and tops that will go along with your thread holders depending on which one you're using. Also, there's little felt discs that can help stabilize your spools as well. And then probably the most exciting feature of the Baby Lock Ballad that I am so excited to start using and showing you more about, and that is the dual feed walking foot system. Also have another little pouch of goodies. We've got all sorts of things like needles and screwdrivers, more thread caps, and all sorts of things that we need as we are getting familiar with our machine. I'm going to put that to the side as well so that I don't lose any of that. We have another bag with some more accessories, parts that we'll need. And then this is the actual stand for the separate thread holder that I mentioned. And I will show you once I have my machine set up that this stand actually will take the place of the machine cover. You can mount your cones of thread on this and they're stabilized to the machine, ready for use. So I'll show you this a little bit later when I get the machine set up. Okay, we have a few more accessories with the machine. And one of the fun and incredibly efficient features that I'm looking forward to in the Baby Lock Ballad is the dual foot system that we will talk more about as well. And all of the hardware that goes along with that. And then we also have our flatbed attachment with accessory compartment where you can store your extra presser feet or bobbins or other small attachments within the machine. And here we go. I didn't have enough room to show you taking it out of the box, but here is the machine right out of the box. Look how beautiful this is. Now I will be getting my machine all set up on a table behind where I'm actually filming this unboxing. So I am going to take off all of the tape around everything that's been guarding it for shipping. I'm going to get it set up on my actual sewing table, and then I'll be back to show you some of my favorite features. Okay, so let's talk about some of the accessories that come with the Baby Lock Ballad. I've gotten everything opened and here on my table for us to review in more detail. I've mentioned the dual feed walking foot system that the Baby Lock Ballad has, and I will talk about that in more detail in a different video because this is such an amazing part of the Baby Lock Ballad and what you're able to do with quilting that it really deserves its own video. And I just bet I'll have some great projects for you with it as well. So stay tuned for that. Also within the box, you have various cover plates that go over the top of your bobbin. The cover plate that is installed on the machine from the box actually has 1/4 inch and other markings on it. And I will show you those when we go over to the machine. But you do have extras as well within the box. Within the little pouch that I showed you earlier, there are all sorts of great accessories. You want to make sure that you're using the right spool cover on top of your thread. The best rule of advice is to try to match the size of your thread cover the best you can to the spool of thread that you're using. So there are various sizes that come inside the box. And then some of the other accessories that come with your machine involve the thread stand that I spoke of earlier, which I actually like to use, as I mentioned, because I usually sew with a cone of thread. So I will be using these covers as well as the thread stand that I mentioned, and we'll put that together when we go over to the machine. You also have inside the box needles, various screwdrivers, your sensor pen, a cleaning brush that has a great little tip on the end, and then a brush on the opposite end, a few covers that go over your thread, and then some various odds and ends. You also receive bobbins. Always make sure that you're using the proper bobbin size for your machine. And you also have various presser feet that we'll talk about in just a little bit. There are also other presser feet that come with the machine that are already installed inside of the compartment on the machine. So when we go over to the machine, I'll show you those as well. And then I also have, as I mentioned, the dual foot controls. So I am going to go over to my machine, get everything plugged in, and then I'll meet you back over there to show you more about the machine. Okay, let's talk presser feet. I was so impressed with the number and type of presser feet that come with a Baby Lock Ballad. You've got your 1/4-inch foot with a nice guide on the side. I mentioned earlier the dual feed walking foot that comes with one presser foot, and then there are different ones that are available as well if you want more of an open view when you're using the dual feed. There are several free motion quilting feet. You even have a hopping foot. And then I like these free motion feet where they're open and you can see rather than being a circle. So that's nice to have as well. And then inside your compartment on the machine, you have this beautiful attachment that has all sorts of presser feet as well. You have a zipper foot and other great and useful feet to use on your new Baby Lock Ballad. So now let's head over to the machine and I'll show you a few other things. Next, I wanted to show you the thread stand. I mentioned earlier when I was taking everything out of the box about this 2-spool thread stand that comes with the Ballad, and it's really great because the lid of the Ballad actually just pops off. You can see the tabs that when you open the machine, those are inside. You literally just lift it off and then you can just put the thread stand into those same tabs, and then you have it here on top of your machine. You can see I like to use thread cones, and so you can thread them this way and then through your machine, just as you would with any spool that you may mount here on the bottom. And so it makes everything really nice and easy. I also love the fact that there is another spool holder here that you can actually use to wind your bobbin, so you don't have to unthread your machine, wind your bobbin, then thread it back to continue sewing. You can actually stop and thread your bobbin from this spool in between sewing if you need to. If you're anything like me, you've had a bobbin run out and you don't have any extra, you literally have to stop what you're doing and take your thread apart just to be able to wind an additional bobbin. So this really saves time, and then you have it ready to go to wind your bobbins. Okay, and now here we are at the sewing machine, and the Baby Lock Ballad has a drop-in bobbin and a notification when the bobbin is running low, which is amazing for me. No more sewing along thinking everything is going great and you have no bobbin thread. That's happened to me a lot. So easy to load bobbin. And then what I do love about all Baby Lock products is the presser feet have a little bar here, and they just simply pop on to the area. You have a little lever in the back that you can push and then attach the foot. It's so much easier than having to screw anything on. And this is one of my favorite feet. It is the 1/4 inch foot with a guide on the side. If you have watched any of my videos, you'll know the importance of a 1/4 inch seam. Now that I have my new Baby Lock Ballad set up, I will be testing my seam allowance and making sure that I'm familiar with not only the guide on this foot, but there is a marking on the bobbin cover. I mentioned that earlier, where the 1/4 inch line is. And so I will be testing those to make sure that I am comfortable and familiar with those. If you want to take a look at the video that I do have about ensuring that your 1/4 inch seam or scant 1/4 inch seam allowance is accurate, then I've linked the video here for you to take a look at. So I will be going through that process with my new machine so that I can make sure again that I'm comfortable with it and that my seam allowance is accurate. Then I can be confident in sewing. And then the last feature that I wanted to show you on the Baby Lock Ballad that I'm in love with is the screen. It's so user friendly. You just simply touch, or you can use the touch pen that's included as well. Or like I mentioned, you can just use your finger. You can change everything that you need to from this front screen so easy. Your width, your stitch length, your tension if you need to, and then of course all of your built-in decorative stitches. You can also control cutting of your threads, lowering of your presser foot, securing a lock stitch, everything that you need here. And it's, again, so user friendly. You can see all of your decorative stitches here. You can go through the different categories and then go through those and pick one that you like. There are so many options that I can't wait to play with all of these. I hope you enjoyed this video on my brand new Baby Lock Ballad. If you have any questions for me about the machine or any other Baby Lock machine, then drop me a comment down below and let me know. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can receive the latest when I upload new videos, and you can rest assured that I will have a lot more videos with my new Baby Lock Ballad. I can't wait to show you everything that the machine has to offer and quilting my latest projects. So I will see you soon. Bye for now.